She's an inspiration, not only to her following, to her friends, but to her mum and to her dad as well. You can't drag her to water. You can introduce her to things, but she will do it when she's ready. Right. And then she will fucking nail it.
Hello, how are you? Oh, how you doing, mate?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel scared.
Why do you feel scared?
I don't know. I schedule out my week either on a Sunday or a Monday morning. So on Google Calendar, I just it's all pretty and different colours.
You schedule everything straight away?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Either on a Sunday or a Monday. Make sure, plan out all my check-ins on a Monday morning so I know how many I've got and when I can do them. I schedule out my training time, so I train at a similar time every day. If I'm doing any pharmacy shifts, that'll be in there.
What is your normal work?
I'm an online coach. I'm an online women's strength and empowerment coach. Woo!
You had to add the word.
Yeah.
And then, so what's the pharmacy bit?
So before I did that, I was qualified to work in a pharmacy. And I can still do that so once you've worked in a pharmacy, you can locum, which is essentially like being a supply teacher. Okay. So people just book you in, basically, or I book if I want to do it.
So a regular week is like all online coaching and quite like free normal time.
Yeah.
So like training gets to take priority for you.
Yeah. So I always train at 11.
Every day?
I leave here at 11 every day, which is quite nice.
And then how much of your day is it taking up to go to the gym?
Oh, probably about 2 hours at least. Yeah. And I'm trying to cut it down. Yes, I did it in an hour and a half. I was really proud of myself.
So obviously, like before getting into powerlifting, this wasn't your job then.
No.
So like, what was the route of like getting into the sport and then this becoming career?
I always prioritised training. So even when I worked a 9 till 5 at the pharmacy, I'd wake up really early. So wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd go to the gym. I'd train early doors. Yeah. Shower, get ready, go to the pharmacy. So it's always been prioritised as part of my life. Yeah. I think from a very young age, I was into the gym. Yeah. I used to go and walk on the treadmill for about 7 hours a day.
Hold on. There's into the gym, yeah. And then there's sadomasochistic. Why are we walking for like 7 hours a day?
Do we want to go into that? Slippery slope. Back when I had like a disordered view of like exercise and eating and things like that, I got into the gym. My mum's been a fitness person throughout my whole entire life. She used to coach. She used to run fitness classes and stuff. So it's always been part of my life. And as I got to be a teenager, that kind of got like a disordered view. And then I was walking and doing cardio to like counteract certain things. And then I found weight training through just being like being interested and like dipping my toes in. And obviously I trained with Maze. And we did Maze Cleo Fit for ages, and that was like strength and empowerment for women and just being confident in the gym and just enjoying it and holding that space. And then from there, you messaged me and you were like, hey, I think you're all right and you're kind of strong, but you have no idea what you're fucking doing. Do you need help? And I was like, no.
This is one of the bits that and one of the reasons I want to talk to you about this bit is because no one will believe that you are the only person I've ever felt like I've not pushed, but been like, no, you really need to think about you could do this. And like, that's 11 years for me, and I picked one person to be like, okay, I'm not going to fuck the professionalism for a second. Like, you really should think about this. At that, like, just going back to the first bit, you said, like, until I dipped my toe. Why? Yeah. Why did you even start doing lifting when, obviously, where you were coming from, that was not on the agenda?
Yeah, I think way back when I was younger, I did gymnastics until, like, quite far down the line, and they told me that I need to start lifting weights and get a stronger upper body. Right. And that was kind of like planting a seed. And then I was like, how about no gymnastics anymore? Did we think about that? Yeah. Did we think about leaving? Yeah.
You gave me the, like, what if we train for it? Like, what if I train not for this?
Yeah, literally. So that kind of like I dipped my toes in the water, and then my mum got me a membership at Freedom Leisure for like when under 16s could go to the gym and just fuck around.
It's been that since.
Yeah, and then since then it's just been like always part of my life.
Because for a lot of people, like they'll make gym fit around the rest of their life, and you've made your life fit around the gym.
Yeah.
Like a few of us, that's quite a lucky position to be in. Is there much that you feel like you gave up or like you didn't do for the sake of pursuing it? Even before it was like, we can talk powerlifting later on specifically, but did you feel like there was much you gave up to pursue that?
I think prioritising, especially when I worked in the pharmacy, prioritising my training sessions so early meant that I did take a hit with my social life because I was just so exhausted. So if I woke up at 4 a.m, my day starts at 4, so I used to finish work at 7 p.m. I'd be home and dead to the world.
Yeah, literally.
So I didn't barely ever socialise with anybody, and my best friend moved like an hour away. So
you became gym obsessed quite early on.
Yeah.
So it probably wasn't new to a lot of people around you, but like you getting into lifting and becoming obsessed about time and then not socialising, how was everyone else about it?
friends or family?
Both.
I think my mum was quite proud.
Yeah?
Yeah, because she was like, she's prioritising health instead of...
Yeah, she got
like,
it.
Yeah, like, you know, and I think my mum's always come from a place of like, she always says that I've spent 20, 30 years of my life unconscious, which was when she was like drinking a lot. And I never did that. I really steered away from that. I used to drink a fair bit when I was like 18, and then COVID happened and that kind of just left. I didn't need to fill that void. And I think fitness for me meant so much more than going out and getting shit-faced, because I'd wake up in the morning and then training would feel like arse.
So what did it mean to you? Because it meant more.
Yeah.
But why? What was it for you?
I think it was the only space where I felt comfortable for a very long time in the gym. Yeah.
Which is odd, because a lot of, like, so at this point, how old are you when you're, like, getting into lifting?
Probably, like, 19, 20?
So most women that
Yeah.
age getting into lifting would say it's uncomfortable in a gym environment, or at least it was for a very big period of time. It's changing. But why were you so comfortable?
I think I fell on my feet with the people that... I think I fell on my feet with the community in the gym that I trained at. Everyone was super friendly, and it like made like a nice community of people, and I was there in the morning, so it wasn't like big grizzly builder men like going and like shaking their titties around. It was like...
Just to double check,
Yeah.
which gym are you going to?
It was like the people that were there at 4 a.m. in the morning were there because they wanted to be there. Like they made the time to be there. So it kind of like bred that.
So you're quite lucky to be in an
mindset.
environment of people who were like-minded from the beginning.
I think I definitely went through the phase where I felt petrified of the gym, petrified of the weight section. That's why I spent so long on the cardio machines and stuff. But I definitely wiggled my way through quicker, which is why that's what I love to help with girls, is like finding that confidence within the weight section and then pushing that from there up, because like there's no limit then. Once you're there, yeah.
Perfect. I'm not asking you any more yet. So this ranger's got a tough job. He kicks children down a hill.
I know what this one is. I don't want that one. She vlogged from day one.
She was already vlogging. So, I wanted to just know more from you. Like, what was Cleo like? Because she tells her version of when she was young and like how she got into fitness. What was she like from your eyes?
Okay, so Cleo was a little girl. She was always very active. I was always very active. So for me, we very much brought up the children, and this is going to sound really wrong, but a bit like animals, right? You've got to exercise them.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So we'd be in the park. We'd do play park dates all the time. I insisted on them going to a school that we walked to school.
Okay.
And my husband said to me, and quite a few of our friends said to me, oh yeah, you'll do that for the first term, and then after that you won't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you just watch. And when they were younger, they saw me exercising in the lounge every morning, doing a little routine.
Yeah.
And they'd come in and I'd be doing like press ups, and they'd be sitting on my back, or I'd do like aeroplanes with them and things like that. So they'd always see me moving. And then from there, once they were kind of old enough, I took them to like baby gym.
Right.
and we did trampolining and all the soft play stuff, but the proper one at Brighton and Hove Gym Club. So it wasn't just like a tiny tots play gym, it was a proper gym club gym. And she was really good at it.
Yeah.
She was really good at it. She loved it, but I had to be there. And if I got taken out of the picture, she would not get involved.
Why do you think that was?
It's security and safety. She felt safe if I was there. She could go, she started school and she could go to like the next club where it meant that she would go on her own. She would not go. She absolutely would not go. She dug her heels in. I took her to the gym numerous times. She screamed, she cried. I'm not doing it unless you come in with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so frustrating because she's really good at it. She was really good at it. And my mum just said to me, she'll come to it in her own time. And that is what I would say is Cleo's tagline. She will come to it in her own time. You can't drag her to water. You can introduce her to things, but she will do it when she's ready. Right. And then she will fucking nail it.
Yeah.
Because she's good at it. Obviously, she was influencing with Maisie on Maze Cleo Fit. And again, it's that safety of being with.
So she spoke to you about it?
Oh yeah, and we remember. Yeah, no,
we
remember when I think she spoke to me about it because we quite often go for a walk in the evening, and she kind of just mentioned it off the cuff, like she does when she wants to say something.
But it doesn't know how to get out.
Yeah, it doesn't. And it was like, I've kind of been approached about doing the strength training, and it's only me, Mum. It's not clear. It's not Maisie as well. That offer didn't sort of go away, and I think the conversation kept coming up. And Maisie was feathering her own nest. She was going off doing her own thing. She was obviously building her career, and we really wanted Cleo to step into her own. So at that point, it was her decision, but it was a conversation that we kind of kept going back to, and have you thought a bit more about it? And just helping her to have that conversation with Maisie, really, just to stand in her power, because obviously we didn't know that she was going to be exceptional at it, but it was just something that was hers.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate I have Cleo as what I would say is my best friend, and I also, as a client, I've known her for not very long, really. And I also see the rest of social media seeing this wonderful girl, wanting to see her be elite, people who want to see her be a coach, people who want to see all this stuff. I've changed my view a lot, which used to be like, I want to see...
I'm actually going to cry because I love her so much.
That's okay.
Makes me feel really emotional.
But I remember, like, there was a long time I was like, I just want to see this person be the face of the sport. Like, you could, whatever. And now, like, as you say, with coaching and everything, seeing what she's going to do is phenomenal. Do you have, like, a hope for what, like, just where you'd want to see her go, whether that's career or this sport, or just what you'd want to see for her?
God, that's a loaded question,
Isn't
right?
it?
It's a loaded question, and it's deep. It's actually a really deep question, and I'm not sure you've got the time for that kind of answer.
Give me a shot.
I think if you go back to the program that my husband and I have had, the traditional programming of you get a job, you get a mortgage, you get a car, you get married, you do the thing. We've upturned all of that. We're like not interested in that program anymore. It's like the program that we don't want our children to have a program. We want both Cleo and Spencer to follow their lights, to follow their passion, to follow what really ignites them. And whatever that is for Cleo and for Spencer, then we just want them to do it. And it will unfold. I don't necessarily feel that anybody in today's society needs to have a strategy or a goal. They just need to know how they want to feel. And however she wants to feel in her life, whether that's strong, whether that's energized or vibrant or connected or inspiring, as long as she knows how she wants to feel, then you just bridge the gap with where you are, right?
Right, I see you there. And how long did it take you to the gym?
Not long at all.
Which is not the time.
10 minutes.
Okay, so I'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
This session for her, so this is her primary squat day. The only benefit for me, like normally I don't get to see her train in person. We train together sometimes, but like we're out of prep. There's no comp on the horizon, but she has hella training volume. So I think we've actually caught her on like week 3 or 4 of her block, and training's going really well. Like we've had a big shift over just to kind of keep things interesting, because when comps didn't end up happening and she was going to go for a squat record, we were like, well, the opportunity's not there now. Let's just crack on with training and get to a new standard and see how she makes her debut in the Open, really. 2x7, right?
2x7.
Sick, easy. I'm
Because
furious.
I'm thinking about squeezing my glutes from the top, like the whole time.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like, then squeeze.
I'm gonna think of it as like loading your glutes, because if you're squeezing them like, like half humping on the way down, like getting it wrong, like that's not. Confident, come on. Yeah, easy, let's go. Yeah, every time. Very good, let's go. One of the things you said when we were out there, like that you're enjoying feeling strong with the bodyweight movements.
Yeah.
But when we started, you were doing, well, before all that, you were doing cardio bits, then you were just training hard.
Yeah.
Why are you consistently picking powerlifting? What is that for you?
I don't actually know. I love the feeling. I love being part of the community, part of DBD in general. I love like how supportive some parts of the powerlifting community are. And I like the way that it makes me feel. It makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel strong, obviously.
Helps.
It makes me feel really weak.
Do you think you'd still do it, like take away the competition side, do you think you'd still do this?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think I'd be a bit more loose with training, but I definitely think because I did SVD stuff way before I started powerlifting, way before I even knew what powerlifting was.
Yeah.
I was always doing that in the gym, and I've always had like a baseline of love for it. So I think definitely.
So one of the things that you might in essence disagree with, but like what I want to know is like why you think you're successful. I have my answers, and your definition of success might be difficult, but what makes you successful within what we're doing, within powerlifting?
Part of me wants to say you, because I would not be here. You're like, same.
Do it, say it more. No.
That was my answer. Because I would not be here at all without you and your coaching and DVD.
Do you see anything that you do differently to other people?
I think I show up regardless of, I've never missed a session unless pre-organised with you and like worked in a way that we can still get the most out of the week. I think I'm pretty dedicated in that respect, that I will show up and I will do it regardless of how I'm feeling.
Within like all of your life, you have someone like me who, you know, I like not expect a lot of you, but I know how far you can go, and I have a very firm belief of that. You have a community of people who gas you up and they like expect you to do well. And then like you have your family who know you're capable of wonderful things, social media where like you post, there are comments, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
How do you find the expectation of performance?
I guess there is some pressure. I try not to think about how much pressure may be. I think I never really, like for example naps, I didn't really anticipate how much it was like, wait, who is she? Like what's she about to do? Until I got there, and then I was like people are actually watching. Or like the lead up to prep where it was like, okay, I want you to be quite careful on your socials. I want you to be like this because people will be watching. I was like people are expecting something, or like people are actually anticipating that there's gonna be big lifts here or something. And I think then I started to be like, okay, like there's pressure here to show up, because if I don't show up, then it's gonna be like,
Oh no.
Yeah.
When you had all of that and you've now become like afresh to the world of
Yeah.
people know you can go somewhere, which sometimes like is a little bit validating for you to realise that's real. Has that influenced where you want to go?
I don't know. I think the whole, I don't know, I think the whole future of like powerlifting and everything's a difficult topic at the moment. An interesting one to tread around.
One of the last things I had to ask you, just make sure I don't forget. So actually, there's three bits.
Okay.
So, and they're effectively the same sort of topic. Like, you came into this not that long ago, but already it's been pretty fast through. What do you think you got wrong in the world of coming into training and then coming to powerlifting?
What I did before?
Either, like, since we started, things you wish you changed, or since even before you got into it, is there anything you wish you'd done differently?
I wish I got a coach sooner.
Yeah.
But then maybe I wouldn't have learned, it wouldn't have been the same outcome, it wouldn't have been the same situation if I had, because I think I had to do a lot of growing on my own. And then, I don't know what I would have changed, because even things like my injury, like, yes, that was awful, I wouldn't change that it happened, because it taught me so much, and I stuck with it, and I think that's one of the things I'm most proud of throughout this whole experience over the last 2 years, is like getting out the other side of that, and now being stronger than I was before. Because also that kind of experience I can then pass on to my clients and things like that, which is huge, and yeah. I don't know.
One of the two.
Yeah.
One being, a lot of people look up to you, like whether you like it or not, and whether however it feels, and like sometimes it's not real. I go see people. I've just been to Scotland, and your name comes up, and people are like, "Oh my God, she!" And there will always be that.
Yeah.
Are there people that you do that to, where you're like, they are genuinely inspirational to you?
No. There's nobody actually. There are lots of people. There are lots of lifters that I do really like. Quite a lot of them are American, and I really like Cass lifts, who's a 67. Like, she's breaking records in the USAPL, which is incredible. But I think I look up to like people that are not necessarily at the top of the game, but are like consistently, consistent and dedicated to themselves and their work. Like, that's what I like, that kind of work ethic of to keep going, I guess. Because I think in powerlifting, it's so ego-driven, because it's literally, I'm going to be this strong. So you have the people that get to the top because of their ego, and that really shines through. Like, and I don't really look up to that. I don't really respect that.
Last
highly.
question. You're terrified. You come across incredibly confident, and I spoke to your mum this morning, and she will say, like, there's a lot of times in your life where you might seem it, but like you need the backing, you need some belief. What about all of this scares you?
I think I'm definitely one of those people that feels the most confident around other people. Like, my confidence comes out when I'm with people that I feel really confident in, like, for example, you and other people, like my close friends, and then it will really shine through and I won't really care. I think when I'm on my own, I'm definitely either pretending or I'm just like a shell of who I am. I'm just like sort of like keep myself to myself. I think I'm excited. I think this year has been eye-opening and has given me like a push forward into somewhere where I didn't really see myself being, but it's opened so many doors, and the doors that it might close, I actually don't care about, and I'm really excited about where that goes and what happens. So yeah, don't know.
You know, whether it takes her to the States, it takes her around the world, it builds her a massive coaching portfolio, which I absolutely believe that she's capable of doing. She radiates beauty inside and out. She's an inspiration, not only to her following, to her friends, but to her mum and to her dad as well, and to her brother. She's taught me emotional intelligence. She's taught me how to rise up. And I'm forever grateful, and this is going to sound really woo-woo, that she chose to come into our family.